Hello and welcome to another episode of Kinetic Coffee. This is episode number 16, and title episode is Training While Sick, and I'll get into those details in the near future here as we go. I don't have a joke today, but just sort of a anecdotal, funny story. Maybe somehow I'll circle it back to stoicism. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. So I haven't had a speeding ticket in 8 years, maybe more, actually. I have 0 points on my license. A week or two ago, I got time to go get a car wash, and I went to one that I don't normally go to. It was kind of out of the way. It was just, you know, didn't need to go this particular direction. Anyway, on the way back, whoop whoop, I get a speeding ticket and totally wreck my streak of 8 years and whatever. It's gonna be 4 points or something like that. And the officer didn't even say a word. He just goes, license, takes it, doesn't even ask for my insurance. I don't even know if they do that anymore. Maybe they can look it up electronically. Um, anyway, goes back, takes him 25 minutes or so as normal, brings it back, and he just starts reading me the ticket. Didn't even ask me any questions. It was just that matter of fact. He's a state trooper. So I was just kind of considering, like, I didn't even need a car wash that bad. I didn't need to go that direction. And I definitely didn't need to be speeding, kind of a law abiding citizen for the most part. Uh, it's just kind of funny that it was just a completely unnecessary thing, and now it's going to cost me not only the price of the ticket, but I'm sure my insurance is going to go up, and it's pretty low because I have a '03 4Runner with quarter of a million miles on it, and I intend to drive that thing into the ground um, because I don't have a car payment. So anyway, just kind of a funny story. I'll not speed again for 8 to 10 years, and hopefully avoid that kind of stuff from happening. But just kind of a bummer. And it's just like I didn't even need to be, just wrong place, wrong time on all fronts, and didn't need to be there. So, all right, maybe that's funny to some of you guys. But okay, so a couple of little space upgrade stuff. Uh, if you guys have noticed in the changing room next to me, there is a charging station now. So when you guys are coming in, maybe you forgot to charge your phone overnight, or coming in from work and your phone's dead, just throw it on there. It's got, iPhone, Android, all the necessary chargers that you might need, which is nice. And then if you guys haven't seen it yet, the level method poster is back up. It has our new logo on it, which is cool. And actually, I wanted to talk a little bit about that because I've had a lot of questions because we're not doing the levels-based programming right now. And guys, the level method system is awesome. It's essentially a compass for where you are at in fitness all the time. It works to show you your progress, yes, but it's just as helpful if you've regressed in fitness, because those of you guys that are doing your strategy sessions with me and have been with me a really long time, you know that fitness is not linear and it's not that simple. So, in my case, for example, having twins, my fitness has regressed really, really bad, and I've been consistent lately until I got derailed from being sick this week, hence the title of this podcast. But anyway, we will test level method stuff again. The real question is whether or not we're going to go back into levels-based programming. And levels-based programming is really good for a lot of reasons. And we don't have to do, the quote-unquote level method program to do levels-based programming. We could even do what we're doing now in a levels-based system. So in the next few weeks, I'll put out a survey and see if you guys enjoy doing programming at your level, because it's a little bit more of a prescription. And if you don't, we'll just continue as normal. We'll just go majority on this one. We'll put out an anonymous survey. But there's a lot of benefits to training at your level, guys. But just look for level method testing to be woven in, not necessarily a giant block of testing next time. But I'm excited to show you how increasing your power development in the things that we've been working on very hard are going to translate into other things like lactic tolerance, upper and lower body endurance, and even rowing, actually. Okay, so moving on. So I wanted to go into our training considerations for next week. Next week is week 8 of our training progression, and uh, it is a deload week. And what that means, if you guys don't know or you missed the last deload we did, is we've been working up, we've been undulating volume, which is number of reps. Okay, but we've been working up in intensity, which is either gauged on rate of perceived exertion or percentage of 1 rep max, or both. And you're feeling it. All training programs are for adaptation. The science is SRA, or stimulus response adaptation, and you can't just keep going up 5 pounds a week for your whole life, or everybody would be in the Olympics or just a stud. It doesn't work like that. So we can increase for 2-3 weeks at a time, and then we need to step back and deload to give our bodies time to recover. In sports science, it's called supercompensation. When you supercompensate, you actually appreciate the gains in strength that you've made, and then you can translate that those adaptations into your next block. In our case, what we're doing is potentiating the next block. So in our first block, we did lots of sets of 10 and higher reps, and we potentiated the block where we did sets of 8 and higher reps. So you can see where this is going. Our next block is going to be sets of 5 and plus sets. So the percentages will be higher. It will be a little bit more intense, but you're not going to do as many reps. But in any case, if you've been training consistently on this strength cycle, you've been hitting, for the most part, all the sessions for the last 7 weeks, you absolutely need to take it easy next week. So do come on the days that we have the program strength work, because we don't want to take a week off necessarily, unless you're like sick with the flu, and I'll get into that in a second. We want to train. We just want to train at a much lower volume and intensity. So when you see there's 3 sets of 5 at a pretty easy percentage, just do that. Let the body rest, recover. You'll be good to go for the next block. So don't take this as, oh man, I feel pretty good, I'm going to train 6 days in a row next week. That's not going to benefit you. And just so you know, the programming isn't actually going to be that easy. So for the people that haven't been consistent, it's a regular training week. They're going to get some good exercise in, and they're going to feel pretty good at the end of the week. So there are some, arguably more difficult workouts planned. If you are a person, and I was talking to somebody about this yesterday during a strategy session, if you are a person who may have missed our testing phase and you've been sort of in and out of the strength cycle, maybe you've been traveling, you've been sick, you haven't been consistent, and you want to get a baseline, you can do that this coming week. So just tell the coaches, hey, I haven't been consistent at all. I missed testing. I want to get this in. That's great. You'll just do a sort of heavy set of 5, non-maximal. We'll get a number for you that you can use for your percentages in the coming weeks. So deload next week, and make sure you're recovering, guys. Get a massage, stretch, whatever works for you. Good food, a lot of sleep, no alcohol. All right. Next, kind of a fun one. The EK Ski Day is the 8th. Please make sure you RSVP. Gene put out a link on Facebook. It's actually pinned to the top of our EK community page. So if you can make it, please let us know, just so we have a head count. I'm planning on being there. I don't know yet if Katie and the babies will come, but I'll for sure be there in any case. But it's actually next Saturday. And Kim Stallcup has a great place up there that she's offered for us to chill at. And if you don't want to ski, you just want to chill, maybe have a drink or go in the hot tub. That's a total option too. I want to ski, but you know, I remember the days when ski tickets. I sound like I'm really old, and I'm not even that old, but right now ski tickets are like $150 for the day. I don't know that it's worth it for me to pay that. So, but who knows? I may hike to the top. That would be a pretty good day. So, all right. One little thing before I roll into the training while sick. Ooh, I got a comment. Okay. Sorry. Is that better? The comment is that it sounds like I'm beatboxing, so I try to just turn my mic down. Okay. I'll wait for that comment to come through. Hi, Stacy. Okay. So let's roll back to this. All right. Ski day is good. Hopefully my mic sounds better. Now, how do you get a free shirt? As you guys know, we rolled out, on the heels of this new brand for a million really good reasons. We rolled out some updated 2020 membership agreements. Most of you guys have already completed those, which is great. And if you did, I gave you a free shirt. Or if I didn't have your size, I've actually already ordered you one. So if you want to get a free shirt, there's only a few of you left for this. You gotta get your agreement to me by end of day tomorrow. Okay, so 5 p.m. tomorrow. I'm recording this on the 30th, so that means the 31st of January. Get it in, you get a free shirt. So yes, next week we're gonna have samples of a bunch of stuff that you guys can buy and you can order. But this is a way to get your first EK shirt for free. Really easy. All right, let me jump in now. Oh, looks like I got another comment. All right. Jake says I fixed the mic. So sorry guys if that was unbearable. But okay. At least now we're fixed for the good part. Should you train while you're sick? All right. This is the age-old debate. So, all right. There is a school of thought that says, hey, you should sweat it out. All right. So let's first examine that statement and then we'll move forward. So, should you sweat it out? The answer is probably not, because it doesn't work that way. Okay. But there's more considerations. Like you're not going to literally just sweat the germs out like bloodletting. So you're still sick. It doesn't actually just go excrete through your sweat, and after you've sweat, you're just better all of a sudden. So let's just eliminate that myth. Next, how are you sick? Okay. This is the real consideration. Are you sick with something that's extremely contagious that you're going to, make others more miserable by leaving your house? The answer to working out that day is probably not doing it. Or if you do anything, do it in the confines of your own home where you're not spreading the plague. Okay. But really, if you're not contagious or you don't think you're contagious, the real way to determine how to work out or how intensely to work out is kind of your symptoms. So if you have a fever, you really should be taking it easy, because a fever is your body's inflammatory response. It's heating up, it's trying to kill something off. So if you are vigorously exercising or doing something else that your body has to deal with, you're going to delay that and you're going to affect yourself negatively by prolonging your illness. Okay, so if you have a fever, the answer is no. All right, just chill. Okay, what if it's sort of like this crap that's been going around, this kind of stuffiness, this congestion? It's just kind of the classic cold. Classic cold, if you're not contagious, generally you actually can train, but it depends on the severity of your symptoms. Okay, so this week I have had every single day, I've had a sinus headache that nothing will take care of. If I get under a really heavy barbell, I think my head will actually explode. So what do? I try to move around as much as possible, but even walking briskly doesn't actually make me feel good. The only thing that does is showers and just hot steam. Today I'm turning the corner, so I'm starting to feel better. But a handful of you guys have had exactly the same sickness uh, over the last couple of weeks. And so I don't recommend that you train if you're feeling that way. But common cold, if you're not contagious and you don't have some sinus headache, you actually can train. You're probably not going to be 100%. You're probably not going to do maximal effort intensity, whether that means heavy lifting or pushing it as hard as you can on an assault bike or in some uh, CrossFit hero workout. But if you're not contagious, you can do those things. So just at a modified intensity. So if you do come in, even if you think you're not contagious, please don't breathe on anybody, and just wipe down your stuff. A few weeks ago, when hand, foot, and mouth was going around, some of you guys have met Sharon. She's doing some one-on-one sessions with me just for weightlifting technique, and she's a great athlete and she's a super quick learner, but she just hasn't taken the time, even though she's a stud CrossFitter. She hasn't taken the time to really dig in on the finer points of the Olympic lifts. So we're working on those. She came in a few weeks ago during the hand, foot, and mouth thing, and so she is a doc. She's an MD, and she comes in with like chloroseptic wipes, and literally everything that she touched she wiped down afterwards. I even demoed with her bar, and she made me wash my hands, and she wasn't even didn't even have the illness. It was just her 3 kids that did have it, or sorry, her 2 kids and her husband that had it, so she was just sparing me, which was nice. So so there's the verdict, guys. It depends on the severity of your symptoms and your level of being contagious. One way to test this too, if you think you're feeling better, is to just go for, I talk about these things all the time, 10-minute walks briskly. Just go for a 10-minute walk, sit down afterwards. Do you feel better? Do you feel worse? Or do you feel about the same? If you feel better, or if you feel about the same, chances are you can probably do some more formalized exercise. You can always try some push-ups at your house or some sit-ups and something really simple and do the same thing as the 10-minute walk. Do I feel better? Do I feel worse? Or do I feel the same? And use that as your gauge. So guys, if you had any questions on anything I said, please let me know. Obviously, there's a lot more to it than those general guidelines about training while sick. So, some of you guys know I've been doing this formally coaching for over 18 years. And yes, I started in high school. That's how long I have been coaching. So I know a little bit about back pain. I know a little bit about sick while training. I know a little bit about a lot of these things. So please, guys, use me as a resource. That's why I'm here. I'm happy to jump on the phone with you, or like a lot of you guys have been booking strategy sessions this week. That's awesome. We're getting on track. We're figuring out the next couple of 4 to 8 weeks of training. Some of you guys I'm on a weekly call with for accountability. Just remember, I'm here on your behalf to help you get better. Even if you've been sick, let's come up with a game plan. So that's it for episode 16, guys. I'll see you in the gym.